What's going on, YouTube? It's the Paydirt Pioneer coming back at you with another Paydirt review. Today on the docket, we're keeping on with our 12 Paydirts of Christmas. We got day number 4, and that's going to be some Sluiceboy Gold Paydirt, courtesy of the boys down in Georgia. They have a YouTube channel you can check out as well, and they sell various different Paydirts from where they go and prospect at. The reason they are day number 4 is due to the fact that Georgia was the 4th state to join the Union. A fun fact for you history buffs if you didn't know already. Before we break this Paydirt open, let's take a look at it, see what we're getting ourselves into, and then we'll come back and get this broken into and classified down. And welcome back. So as you can see, we do have a guaranteed amount of gold in here. A pretty fair price. I've been excited to try them. I've seen a couple different varying opinions on them, but I'm looking forward to breaking into their stuff and seeing what we got ourselves working with. So let's get this cracked open. This is just their smallest bag, just with there being so many Paydirts for Christmas. I wanted to go a little bit later and not overdo things. So, alrighty, got it cracked open. It looks a little bit damp. It feels a little bit damp. Very sandy, so it looks like they do a lot of dredging. They get a lot of their Paydirt off the river floor. So I'm excited to see what we get outside of just the little bit of gold we're guaranteed to get back. Without any further ado, let's get this classified down, and we'll see how much gold we end up recovering. Alright, and welcome back. So we got everything classified down. I hope you like this new setup a little bit. I think it should help the videos go a little bit quicker. Should have been doing this throughout the entire 12 months of Paydirt. I'm recording this one actually pretty early in the process. But let's talk about the Sluiceboys Gold Paydirt. So surprisingly, just based off the bag, I didn't think there was going to be much diversity. And to an extent, that's right. These are your biggest ones. I didn't even bother using my biggest strainer. I just used my kitchen strainer. So that's plus kitchen material. I'm just going to call it plus 10. Anything that, the biggest stuff that I have in that Paydirt. I don't see anything off the top of my eye that looks like gold, but we'll pan that out first. Not going to worry about washing it off just because obviously there's not a whole lot really there to wash off. After that, we got our middles. This is our 10 to 20 mesh, and then our 20 to 30 mesh. So these will be panned out next. Decent actually amount of material for both of them, kind of surprised. I did see, I believe there is gold, I think in this one, the slightly smaller material. So that'll be panned out next. A good amount of material for that. And then obviously the most is going to be our minus 30 or smaller material. This is where the majority of the Paydirt fits in. Did use my magnet to get out some black sands. Very, very heavy material here. I was surprised when I tried to, take my magnet out of my cup. This actually was really giving me some resistance. So some very magnetics. This is going to get panned out first to make sure we didn't pick up any gold, and then we will pan out everything else to make sure we're on track, and we'll see what type of return we get from the Sluiceboys gold. Excited to get this one going. Let's get to the panning and see how much gold we recover.
Before we continue with the video, I just wanted to ask that if you enjoy the content you're seeing, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you want to support the channel financially, feel free to join the Patreon. We have a couple of big exciting things to do as we start to grow this channel and grow this community. Now, back to the video. let's get a final grade on the Sluiceboy Paydirt. We got their 7.5 ounce product. Total cost came out to $19.99. No tax, no shipping. So total invested of $19.99. Let's do a quick little data refresh. Make sure gold price is as up to date as possible. It looks like it is. Grams recovered, we got 0.116 grams. Gives us a gold value of $7.28, a return on investment of 36.433%, or an RI score of a 3.64. Let's do our SPDD score first. For shipping, it came very quick. It came very easy. No complaints there. It's a 2 out of 2. Packaging, I liked it. Wasn't anything super fancy. Did get a nice little vial with it as well. I'll give it a 1.5. Their bags could use a little bit more creativity, but overall, I wasn't upset. No damage, so that's a 2 out of 2. And then the description online is okay. Not really anything that special. It doesn't really go too into depth with what size of gold you can see. I'll give it a 1 out of 2. Nothing spectacular, but nothing horrible by any means. And then looking at our fun score, so for difficulty, this was actually a little bit more difficult than I thought. I got those heavies out with the magnet. There's still a lot of heavier material that was a magnetic stuck in there. It made that panning towards the end with that finer gold a little bit more difficult. It made it a fun challenge, but nothing too hard. Overall, I'll probably give it a 3.5. Probably just a 3. Nothing too hard, fun to do, but not crazy difficult. For variety, the Paydirts all pretty much sand. You do have a little bit of bigger stuff, but there isn't a whole lot of variety in it. It's not the end of the world. I'd give it a 2.5. For gold type, you've got pretty much all small gold for this. Not a whole lot of bigger stuff. It does specify that on their website, so I'm not upset by that. But I do like to get a little bit of variety. It's always nice to find something a little bit bigger than the small stuff. On the plus side, though, you did see a lot of the small stuff in each pan once you got down to that finer material. So I will give the gold type just a 2. Again, would have liked a little bit more diversity, but I can't complain too much. And then the value for this, honestly, for a $20 bag of Paydirt, I think this is a really good way to help refine your skills as a panner, especially with smaller gold, because you do have some heavies that you can't get out with the magnet. And I mean, some of that stuff with the magnet, it was strong. So you have your finer material. You got to sit there and pan it back a couple different times, make sure you're recovering everything. I think there is a lot of value in that. You don't really get to do the bigger stuff, which is a little bit more fun, but I do find a lot of value in this paper, especially for someone that's new and that they want to try to learn how to get some finer gold and finer quality Paydirt. I'm going to just give it a 3, I think. But again, overall, there is some value in a Paydirt like this. So when you're looking at our score, then you do see we're at a 51.82 out of 100. That means this is some snake oil, unfortunately. That said, while I would classify this as snake oil, not something you should probably be buying very often. If you do want to just try to, refine your skills with some finer Paydirt, I think it makes sense. And to be fair too, I mean, this is only a $20 bag of Paydirt. They're already losing, $7.50 or so in gold in every Paydirt. Plus, you're looking at $5 to $10 to ship it. So they got to make their money somewhere. So I can kind of understand this score. I would actually recommend this bag if you want something cheaper and you want something that you can kind of refine that finer gold getting skill. That said, I think like a tailing schooler makes a lot more sense. That is a lot more challenging though. So keep that in mind depending on the variety of Paydirt panner that you are. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining us on the 4th Paydirt of Christmas. We'll be moving on next week with Paydirt 5. I'm excited to get through that. But until then, I've been the Paydirt Pioneer. Keep on prospecting, and please don't be buying no snake oil.